Okay, so I found this paper, something like this, or I'll give you a different one. Got all those rules from it. Okay, finding the antiderivative. So think about what we did before. When we were doing this type to derive it, we multiplied and went down. So this is what we did to derive. We multiplied, right? We multiplied the front and the top. That's what we did. And then we went down a degree. So we're going to antiderive. And to do that, we're going to go first up a degree, and then we're going to divide. Okay, that's how you work backwards, right? Backwards, opposite. Okay, so if this is called f of x, we're going to title this the big f of x. That's just the protocol there. So if that's a little f of x, this is now a big f of x. So we're going to go up a degree. So this would have started as a fifth. And then a 1/5 would go in front, a divide by 5. Plus, this would have been a 4th degree. And then 7 divided by 4. Okay, and you can always check, right? You're faster at deriving. Does this times this make that one lower? Yeah. 8x would have started with an x squared, then 8 divided by 2, and 7 would have started with an x1, because there's no x's on it now, and then 7 divided by 1 is just 7. Okay, and there's one more thing we need. We're going to write plus c. Why am I writing a plus c? Is because if I had had a number on my original and I derived it, there would have been a 0 there, right? So I don't know. Would I have had a number or not? I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this actually for number 2. I'm going to rewrite that with an x negative 6. And I'm also going to rewrite this as a plus 1/7 x fourth. I'm just rewriting it to look better. Okay, so let's antiderive it. What's up a degree from negative 6? Negative 5. And then I'd have to take 3 divided by negative 5. So this one would have started as an x fifth. 1/7, and then divided by 5 makes 1/35. Does that make sense? If I divide 1/7 by 5 yet. Plus c, because I don't know, right? If there was a constant on there and I derived it, I would have had a 0, so I don't know if it was there or not. Okay, let's do a trig one. Okay, so when we get to these type, we're going to test what did we start with? This is kind of what we're thinking. So what do you think I started with if I ended up with a sine? I would have started with a cos. So let's just test the equation y equals cos 4x. Okay, can you derive this? Derive cos of 4x. So you have your rules in front of you. Negative sine 4x times 4. Okay, so I didn't quite get there. That doesn't match exactly. So I don't want that to be in there. So how do I deactivate that? I'm going to times by -1/4. So cos 4x was my starter, but I needed to get that out of there, so then to deactivate that, so I'm thinking -4 times what would just get me 1. Because I don't have anything in front, I just have a 1 in front. Okay, number 4, what do you think I started with if we're ending up with something that looks like that? What do you want to test to start with? An e to the 8x? Does that make sense? Okay, using your old rules, derive that. So remember, the e rule is just repeat times the derivative of the top. Did we match? Not quite. We had an 8, so what would I have to times it by in order to get myself a 4 instead in the front, right? Because we ended up with a 4. So I would have to multiply by 1/2 in the front. Okay, number 5. Looks like there was a chain rule. Remember the chain rule? So what am I going to test to start with? I'm going to test me starting with the unit to the 5th degree. So I went up a degree. And then using the chain rule, can you derive that? Use the chain rule to derive that. So 5 of those units to the 4th times the derivative of the unit. Did we end up with the result we wanted with our tester? Not quite. I needed a 30 and I got a 15. So 15 times what to produce the 30 means I'd have to have a 2 yet in front. So in front of my start, I need a 2 in front of the test.